ready.
They say they need to ban the podcast equipment and take y'all mics away. And oftentimes when I listen, shit, I agree.
For real talk.
Hey, man, just because we know people don't mean that they know things. A lot of us was in the same classes with some of these folks. That don't mean they were passing these classes.
All the time.
It ain't the world leaving you behind, man. It's your line of thinking. You think the science stopped evolving because you stopped learning, and it don't work that way. I couldn't imagine voting for somebody who thinks identifying with me is identifying with a felon. That's crazy as hell. I'm Mrs. Spann, and I'm approving these messages. This is the Mrs. Spann Official Podcast. Let's go. Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mrs. Spann Official Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. Spann. This is episode number 78 of the show. Hey, pinch yourselves, niggas. Pinch yourselves. This is the third time I've been on the mic this week, man. Third time. Yeah. And I like doing this. I like it like this, man. I wish I could do it like this all the time, man. I really wish I could do it like this all the time, you know? But, that ain't the fucking reality right now, so. Yeah, man. But no, real talk, I got some extra time, man. I was off work today, shout out to strategic fucking vacation use, you know what I'm saying? Like when those holidays pop up, man, you got to figure out a way, man. Like, hey, man, listen, the 4th of July is on a Friday. Guess what? Not only am I not going to work Monday, but my ass ain't going to be here Thursday either. I got the time, nigga. So, yeah, man. Yeah. Shout out to fucking unions and seniority and all that other shit, man. I feel bad for the guys who had to be there today. It was hot outside, man. Y'all got to be out there in the shit. And, sorry for y'all, but, I ain't there. And I had no plans on being there whatsoever. Y'all have fun with that. But nah, man, we got some stuff to talk about, man. Like I said, man, like I really do like the fact that I want to make the shows a little bit shorter. You know what I'm saying? Try to catch up on these stories and whatnot, kind of as they happen, so that I don't feel like I got to play catch up all the fucking time. And then the shows are like 2.5 hours fucking long because I feel like, man, I ain't get a chance to speak on that. So it's really been good in a way in which I can be a little bit more dynamic and real on the nose, real on time with some of these takes. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into all of that, I got to remind you guys how to get in touch with us over here at the Mrs. Spann Official Podcast and let your voice be heard. Go ahead and hit up the hotline at area code 313-288-0485. That's area code 313-288-0485. Leave those voicemail messages. Of course, those messages will get played here live on the show and responded to here live on the show. And if you're watching us here on YouTube and or Facebook, you could chop it up with your man Spann live while we're doing the show. So like I said, man, hit up that hotline, area code 313-288-0485. And like low-key, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, I'm feeling a little ways about this shit, man. I'm feeling a little upset about this shit, man, because the hotline been like crickets, bro. You niggas ain't saying shit. And I know we over here spitting that hot fire. Nah, real talk. I really would like to hear from you guys, man. I know I don't want this to just be a one-way conversation, man. I want us to be able to like go back and forth and stuff. And I appreciate the folks who be in the comment section. Shout out to y'all the real MVPs. But nah, real talk, man. Go ahead and hit up that hotline, area code 313. I like to hear y'all voices, man. That's the thing. I think that's really the thing, man. I want to hear y'all voices. I want to know that there's real people behind the people that's saying the shit that they saying to me, right? I get the emails and I get the comments and stuff. But when y'all call, it makes the shit really real. I get to hear voices like, hey, I ain't like what you said about this shit, nigga, and this is why. I'm like, all right, cool. Let's have that discussion. Or when you call into the show and I'm doing the show live, hey, man, let's have that discussion. But it just adds, it's a whole other thing, man. The voicemails are real. I feel like those are the most personal way you can get at your mans, man, real talk. But also, man, hit me up on Bluesky. My name on there is mrspann.bsky.social. Go ahead and chop it up with your man Spann over there throughout the week. mrspann.bsky.social. For those of you who prefer Bluesky, I'm also on Threads and Instagram. My name on both of those platforms is Mr. _Spann. So go ahead and follow me there. Chop it up with your man Spann throughout the week. Also, on YouTube, for those of you who are watching me via YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, man. It don't hurt, and the shit's free. It don't cost you nothing, man. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Leave us a thumbs up. And also, if you got some constructive shit to say, go ahead and leave those comments in the comment section, man. We will highlight those comments, and we will discuss your comments here in the feedback section of the show. And if you're being hyperbolic, of course we won't be doing that. We want people who want to have constructive conversations over here. So if you want to just have a real conversation, if you want to, not being malicious or anything like that, yeah, some of those comments we'll highlight those and we'll reply to those here live on the show. Also, for those of you who are consuming the show via iTunes and or Spotify, leave us a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews are the ones that get right here live in the show. We really do appreciate everybody who does that. Doesn't cost you a dime, just a couple minutes of your time to let everybody know why you're rocking with us over here at the Mrs. Spann Official Podcast and the Spann Report Podcast Network in its entirety. And also, man, for those of you who would like to give us money, but normally folks, they're like, hey, donate some money. And I like Patreon and stuff like that. And that's all cool. But I want y'all to get something back for your for the monies that you give us over here, right? So we do have a store, man. We do have a store. The link will be in the show notes. You can go to our store, copy yourself some merch, get yourself a t-shirt, get yourself an athletic shirt, because we don't call them wife beaters over here no more. We done growed up, you know what I'm saying? Your man's spending 45, and I'm up now. I don't even get mad at it, like it's weird that these kids really do just like sensing on a nigga now. It's crazy, right? But nah, man, get yourself a coffee mug or a water bottle or something else. And also, we got hats.
Yo, we got some hats now, motherfuckers.
We got hats now. So go ahead and copy yourself some merch, man. We really appreciate you guys who do that. That does cost you a dime, but you get something back, and we appreciate you guys for supporting this Mr. Spann Official Podcast and the Spann Report Podcast Network in its entirety, man. Real talk. But yeah, man, so we got the business side of the way. Now, I got a couple random thoughts, man. I got some things I've been thinking about. So, yesterday I was on my way to work. It was about 6:50 in the morning or something like that. It was early. And I stopped at the gas station. I usually stop at this gas station pretty much every day. I get the same 2 energy drinks. I get the same big ass bottle of water, Fiji water, for those of you who are, who are interested. But I get the same big ass bottle of water. Excuse me. But yesterday, I saw this car pull up. It was a fucking, I want to say like a 98, like Monte Carlo, like a blue 98 Monte Carlo. I haven't seen a Monte Carlo in a long time, man. So forgive me if I'm getting the years wrong. But it was a blue 98 Monte Carlo. Pulls up to the gas station. They had a dog with them. They get the dog out of the car. They tie the dog up to a fence near the gas station, and then they just pulled the fuck off. Just pulled the fuck off, man. And at the time, I'm like, am I seeing what the fuck I'm seeing? I'm really just sitting here like,
God damn!
am I seeing what the fuck I think I'm seeing, right? These motherfuckers are abandoning this dog. Now, here we are in the year 2025, man. There are way too many ways and places for you to, if you can't take care of a dog, if you can't take care of a baby, you can leave the baby at the fire station. You can leave the baby at the police station. You can call the Humane Society and say, hey, listen, I got this dog. I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue to take care of this dog. Can y'all come pick this dog up? And I don't know if it's a lack of information or if it's just like a lack of people being aware that these services are available, but it pissed me all the way the fuck off to watch these folks just get rid of this dog this way, because the dog was sweet, man. It was a cute dog, man. And I posted this on social media yesterday. I'm a big dog lover, man. I love dogs, man. My little dog Keisha, she doesn't really like nobody really, like, especially dudes. Keisha don't like dudes except me and my father-in-law. If you're another dude, she ain't fucking with you. My brother done got bit. My boy Clifton got bit. She ain't fucking with you. If you ain't Roscoe Smith or you not me, you're not getting any type of love from Keisha. That's just what it is, right? But, I posted the picture of this dog on social media. People were like, man, why didn't you take the dog home and stuff? I'm like, well, shit, I was on my way to work, right? There's that. But also, that's just another, that expense for us over here. But not only that, man, it's like, again, the Humane Society is a thing, man. The Humane Society is a thing. So if you come across dogs in really dire fucking situations, bad situations, I would suggest people really do pick up the phone, call the Humane Society in your state, and let those folks know that this dog is in a bad way, man. And so I called the Humane Society on my way to work because, again, I was on my way to work when I saw this, man. And I felt so bad that like that dog would probably be sitting there waiting on those folks to come back, knowing that those people were not planning on coming back to come get that dog at all. And so yeah, something about that just did not sit right with me. And even in my line of work, man, sometimes I go into homes and I'm seeing these dogs living in like terrible fucking situations where people don't clean up after the dog. So the dog is just basically in the basement that people then gave up on, act like they don't even know the basement exists unless it's the dog's, space. They don't clean up. So there's feces and whatever else all over the damn place. And the dog has nowhere to lie because it didn't shit up the basement and people don't care. And I just hate that, these animals are being put in situations, man, where they don't have any say in the matter. People get dogs for whatever the fuck reason, just to say that they got one. Sometimes people get dogs. They never let the fucking dog in the house, even when it's cold outside. It's like, man, why are you doing this, man? And yeah, man, that shit bothered me. It bothered me, man. So yeah, that's been on my mind, man. Another thing that was on my mind too. And I guess it's just being an old nigga, right? It's being an old nigga, but also, man, being sort of a techie too. I'm tired of you niggas when y'all videotaping shit, y'all not holding y'all phones the correct way. So I know TikTok done fucked a lot of y'all up. TikTok, Instagram Reels and shit. When y'all videotaping shit, y'all hold y'all phones like this, right? Y'all hold the motherfucker straight up with y'all videotaping shit. I hate that shit. I fucking hate it. It is the bane of my existence. Because when I watch that shit on my big ass widescreen TV, guess what? I got two big ass black bars on the sides of my TV, and I'm trying to enjoy the content, man. Now, if you turn the motherfucker to the side, hold on, I'm about to drop my shit. But if you turn the motherfucker to the side like this, then guess what, man? You get the whole fucking shot. The whole shot. You get everything, dog. You getting it in 4K, baby. You getting the widescreen, man. You getting shit in the background you ain't even know you was gonna get. You know what I'm saying? Turn them goddamn phones around. Shit. That's some old nigga shit, man. I swear to God. But I'm tired of watching y'all shit on my TV and the shit got two big ass black bars on it because you niggas don't know how to hold your phones right. Turn the motherfucking phones to the side. Shit. All right. That's enough of my random thoughts, man. That's enough of my random thoughts, man. We're going to get into some of this shit that's happening out in the world, man. Real talk. So, first things first, we're going to talk about Malik Beasley. We're going to talk about Malik Beasley because we got some updates on this Malik Beasley gambling investigation. You know what I'm saying?
Niggas.
Yeah, man. This is some nigga shit he just did, man. So let me pull this up. So apparently, Malik Beasley had some shit going on for real, man. That put him in a bad way. I guess I'll do it for the sake of this, but let's see. Let me turn my ad blocker off for this right now, so that I can. All right, so we get the story out of the Detroit News, and apparently, wait, no, this is an old one. This is an old article. I had video. Wait a second. I'm sorry, folks. I had some video, man, because they were talking about some shit that was going on with him. At least I thought so. Okay. Fuck it, we'll fuck with the Detroit News. I guess I gotta read this shit. But apparently Malik Beasley, man, was in such a bad way that not only was he gambling his fucking life away, man. He was putting up his future earnings, his future NBA contracts as collateral to his bookies and to his dentist to pay for debts that he had accrued over the course of the last couple years, man. Yeah, like I said, we get the story out of the Detroit News. It says FBI agents in New York have launched a wire fraud investigation of Detroit Pistons guard Malik Beasley related to gambling and prop bets. The investigation involving one of the top NBA unrestricted free agents this offseason has been underway for about 18 months. So they've been watching this motherfucker for a while, and is being overseen by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Eastern District of New York. His lawyer, Steve Haney, told the News, "It's a gambling investigation involving Malik. No criminal charges have been issued. is nothing but an investigation, and Malik is entitled to the presumption of innocence. The full scope of the investigation was unclear Sunday after ESPN first disclosed the existence of the investigation. The probe stems from 2023 to 2024, the 23-24 season, when Beasley played for the Milwaukee Bucks. According to ESPN, a gambling industry source told the sports network that once one U.S. sports book detected heavy betting interest on Beasley's statistics beginning around January 2024. A gambling industry source pointed to a game between the Bucks and the Portland Trail Blazers on January 31st, 2024. The odds on Beasley recording fewer than 2.5 rebounds moved significantly at sports books before the game, shortening from around plus 120 to around minus 250 due to a surge of action on the under. Beasley finished with 6 rebounds, and the bets that were deemed unusual lost. Anytime you got a gambling investigation, it is not isolated to one individual. It usually involves more than one. I have no evidence, and there are no charges filed, and the government has not given me any indication where these things stand. Beasley, who's 28, signed a 1-year, $6 million contract with the Pistons as a free agent and played the following season in Detroit. The U.S. Attorney's Office in the Eastern District of New York is prosecuting at least 6 people in a sports betting case involving ex-NBA player Jonte Porter, although it is unclear if that probe is linked to Beasley. He hit unders for the big numbers, Porter wrote to an alleged conspirator on January 26, 2024, according to a court complaint against yet another alleged schemer, Shane Hennon. He was arrested in January at the Las Vegas airport while boarding a flight to Panama. So somebody was trying to get the fuck up out of here. So I'm trying to get to the portion of this article where they were talking about him, using his NBA earnings as collateral towards some of his debts, because they had at some point started garnishing this motherfucker's wages, y'all. And I'm trying to find that here in the article, but apparently they're kind of talking around it. It is not unusual for a federal investigation, especially ones that involve search warrants, subpoenas, and witness interviews to take years. Birmingham defense lawyer Wade Fink, who was not involved in the case, federal prosecutors use wire fraud as a hook to lots of underlying crimes. So just hearing the word gambling doesn't tell us enough. Yeah. But this ain't what I came here for. This ain't what we were here for. So let me go back. Let's see where the other. I'm sure I had something saved in regards to this, because hold on a second. Let's do this here. I guess I got to search for it live here. This is some shit. Yeah, there we go. All right, so we get this story here. This comes out of SB Nation. It said he owed over $8 million to debtors, had wages garnished by a dentist prior to gambling investigation. Says Malik Beasley seemed to be destined to be the ultimate cautionary tale in the NBA. A player with $60 million in career earnings with a massive contract on the table managed to find himself so far in debt that his dentist was garnishing his wages, which may have contributed to Beasley becoming embroiled in an alleged point shaving scandal. If this sounds like something so convoluted it's out of a movie, you wouldn't be wrong. So let's break down what exactly happened with Malik Beasley from a $40 million free agent offer to now potentially being out of the NBA. A report from the Detroit News detailed how Beasley's financial problems appeared to begin when he was playing for the Timberwolves on a 4-year, $60 million contract. A private company specializing in lending money to professional athletes extended an undisclosed line of credit to Beasley based off of his future earnings. So it's a company called South River Capital. While the amount of the loan isn't clear, we do know that in 2022, South River Capital was awarded a $5.8 million judgment order to Beasley to pay back the loan, and this came after he made a payment of $1.13 million. It's not uncommon for professional athletes to take out loans based on future unrealized contracts, but this started a pattern of financial issues for Beasley, who seemingly had his financial problems snowball from there. While the South River lawsuit was the largest, Beasley has routinely taken to court over smaller defaulted loans, $650,000 to Hazan Sports Management for failure to repay a loan against future marketing revenue, $26,827 to Cairo Cuts, a celebrity barbershop in Milwaukee. Nigga, how you rack up $26,000 in haircut debt? I ain't never heard that, bro. 26 still. Bruh, I ain't been at the barbershop in a long time. I swear. I cut my own hair. It's hard to fuck up a bald head, baby. You know, it's hard. And I've seen some of these celebrity barbers on Instagram and shit. Shout out to what's my man name that with the spice ball and shit. I'm forgetting his name now. I enjoy watching his cuts and stuff like that. But I'm sure he can command some money, you know, some bread for his cuts or whatever. But how the fuck do you find yourself in debt to the barbershop for $26,000, bro? How many cuts did they let slide? How many haircuts did they let slide for you to owe the barbershop $26,000, nigga? How in the fuck? Just
niggas.
They say he owed $21,505 to the historic apartment building in Detroit for failure to pay rent. $34,000 to Hassan Al-Shabi, a dentist in Minnesota. What kind of dental work was you getting for $35,000 fucking dollars?
God damn!
Was those the veneers, man? Was you out here getting the popcorn teeth, bro? Was you out here getting like the chiclets? I'm sorry, not popcorn, but the chiclets. Was that what you was doing out here, man? Please tell me that was what you was out here. $34,000 to the dentist. $26,000 to the barbershop. How, nigga? How? I don't get it, man. That last debt to Dr. Al-Shabi led to a court judgment to garnish Beasley's wages to satisfy the debt, indicating he perhaps didn't have the $35,000 on hand to pay off the bill, despite earning $6 million with the Pistons. In addition to these lawsuits, there were also outstanding bridge loan. There was an outstanding bridge loan from a firm in Florida, which the athlete signed. In total, Beasley had over $8 million in outstanding loan and unpaid bills. And to that, I'm just like, I get it. He just said on all of his debts, like,
Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab my stuff and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Alright then. I don't know what the fuck just happened, but I don't really care. I'ma get the fuck up out of here. This shit, I'm out.
Man, listen. You know what's interesting though? I will say this though. These numbers look, you know, crazy to us because we're not used to, you know, most of us normal people aren't used to, you know, people giving us this type of leeway, right? How, like, if you had a fucking dental bill for $35,000, like, they wouldn't even let you get to $35,000 in debt to the dentist. The barbershop ain't about to let you run up a tab for $26,000. They figure you in the NBA, you got it, right? So I think it's a thing of, for a lot of us normies, it's like, hey man, like, you know, having these types of debts seem far-fetched and foreign to a lot of us. And, you know, when you have means, or if you're perceived to have means, people tend to give you, you know, let you get away with a hell of a lot more shit than people whom they don't perceive to have means, you know? And, you know, how often, I can't tell you how often I've heard of celebrities just being given free shit just off of the strength of them being celebrities, and people think, well, if I look out for this celebrity, it could give me some exposure, and then that could bring more business to me. And, you know, weirdly enough, that means the celebrity is getting the free shit. Meanwhile, your regular 9 to 5 today, you know, 9 to 5 everyday ass got to pay. You know what I'm saying? And that's how the rich tend to stay rich, because they getting the freebies all the goddamn time, because people think, well, he got it. He don't really need, you know, it's a weird conundrum that we find ourselves in, right? But it gives you a window into how someone who is making $6 million a year finds themselves in a gambling sort of situation where they're trying to get this money back in one big lick because they owe so many fucking people. I like, one of the things I would wonder about is like the fact that he took out this really huge loan from this rich capital place, you know, and I don't know if it was, you know, to keep up with the Joneses as far as NBA is concerned, you know, like whether or not he had, you know, a gambling problem where he's gambling with his teammates on the plane and whatnot. I don't know if that's a thing, because we understand that can be also a thing. I remember some years ago, Antoine Walker he came out and he told stories about going to go gambling with Michael Jordan, and how he found himself in situations where like the pots were getting bigger and bigger, but Michael Jordan had the money. He had the money to cover those debts. Antoine Walker, as much as he had money, didn't have Michael Jordan money, right? And so, how much of that is like just trying to fit in and be a part of that culture? But ultimately, taking out a loan against your future earnings, money that you haven't obtained yet, money that you're not guaranteed to get. He just so happened to have a really good season this past season, and the Pistons were looking to pay him a $42 million contract, and yet and still he finds himself being garnished by the dentist for $34,000, and he owes a celebrity barbershop $26,000. So, yeah, man, I don't know. I don't know, man. Far be it for me to give some rich NBA dude some financial advice other than, I guess, don't pay, what's that? Don't bite on more than you chew. Don't write checks your ass can't cash. Don't spend more than you earn, that type of shit. Only the common sense shit, man. That's the only thing I could tell a motherfucker. But like I said, I wanted to like kind of go back on this because I was wondering, like, how does a person who was getting paid $6 million a year find themselves in trouble to the point where they are jeopardizing their future in the league with a gambling scandal? And now we find out why. A man was in debt to a lot of people and for a lot of fucking money. And so, yeah, man, got that going on. Malik Beasley, over $8 million in debt. So he was trying to get that money back quick. So we got that going on, man. Real talk. Let's see what else we got going on in the world, man. Oh yeah. So Drake, man. Drake is out here, man. Drake. Oh man, Drake is out here, man. This motherfucking Drake, man. So shout out to Drake. My daughter still likes Drake. She told me this a few weeks ago. She still likes Drake. She thinks that Kendrick Lamar really did, he got him, but she still fuck with Drake, right? And what can you do? Like he has a connection with the youngins, man. So that's what it is. But apparently Drake done he done went and got him some abs. Now, did he go out there and did he bake them motherfuckers in the gym or did he bake them motherfuckers at the doctor's office? Who knows? But my man got the Hawaiian rolls on his stomach, man. My man's got the Hawaiian rolls on his stomach, man. So we get this here from, we're on BuzzFeed right now. We're on BuzzFeed. And let's just say that, do they have the picture? Because this seems like an article full of like jabs. I really just want to show the picture. And then not show. Oh, here it is. So I'm going to pull this up so that you guys can see right along with your man, Spann. Hold on a second. We're gonna pull this up so y'all can see right along with me. Can I blow this up though? Let's see. Open image in a new tab. Let's do that. I'm gonna open it up in a new tab. Where's the new tab though? Oh, there we go. I want to zoom in though. Okay, let me see if I can. I'm gonna switch the tab on this. And let's see. All right. Apparently the picture isn't that big. But for those of you who can see this, there's Drake standing in front of a bunch of bottles of liquor right there, man. You got the Remy Martin popping off. I see the Hennessy going on. I see the 1738 for those of you who are into that. I see the fucking J&B. Nigga, I ain't seen J&B in forever. Is that Bombay Sapphire Gin? Okay. Tanqueray, nigga. And the Macallan 12. I fucks with the Macallan 12. But not these motherfucking Hawaiian roll abs, bruh. This nigga got Hawaiian roll abs, son. Yo, man. Like, listen. I far be it from me to body shame anybody. I don't want to do that. I don't want to body shame, man. But nigga, is this what we doing? Is this what we doing?
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
Hey man, I can see, I see now, man. Why like so many people said he not like us. I don't know many niggas who go to Dr. Miami to go get abs, man. Excuse me. I don't know. Again, no. I'm sorry. I gotta know my place. I am an everyday, regular, schmegular, pipe fitting ass dude who works with his hands all the time. And I don't make the kind of money that would facilitate me going out here and going to get, the abs and shit. I done joked around with my wife and told her I was gonna get me one of them man unit hair, like hairlines and shit. I'm like, yo, man, I'm gonna go get me a unit. I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna walk around here looking like Jason Tatum and shit. My wife laughed her ass off at me, man. She said, if you get that shit, nigga, I'm telling everybody you got that shit on. Imagine going to work and your fucking wig like start sliding off because you sweating all day because you got the hard hat on. And I want to be there when it happens. That's what my wife said to me about even thinking about getting a hair unit. So imagine what my wife would say to me about, hey, baby, what you think about go out here and go get me some abs? She like, so you going to the gym? Nah, baby, I'm going to just go to the doctor. And they going to put some on me and shit. And she going to look at me again in the same way that she did when I told her I was thinking about getting me a unit. And she going to like, nigga, no. Nigga, no. Why, man? Why must we do these things, man? This is some cornball ass shit, man. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Drake, but this ain't it, man.
Oh man, hey.
I am sure that when Drake saw the reactions that he was getting on social media, to a large degree, he really wanted to tell everybody,
take a big step back and literally fuck your own face.
Yeah, I think Drake he might have been upset with a lot of us, man, for clowning him for his bodily autonomy and the choices that he's making, his body, his choice, and things of that nature. So, you know what? I'm sorry, Drake. I'm sorry for clowning your choice for your body and whatnot. It's not a good look for me as an advocate for people who are, about bodily autonomy and things like that. Just shit looks funny, fam. I'm sorry, bro. Shit looks funny to me. I hate that. Yeah. So yeah, he did that though. He did that. I'm sorry. That shit look like a fucking bag of fucking Hawaiian King's Hawaiian rolls. Oh shit, man. That shit look like a bag of King Hawaiian rolls, man. But yeah, Drake, he ain't been out here working out. He bought that shit. So we know that, man. We got that going on. Let's see. What else we got going on in the world, man? This show ain't gonna be as long as they're normally, but we gonna run through some stuff. Oh yeah. So, we're gonna get political a little bit here. We're gonna get a little bit of political. So the big, Trump's big ugly ass bill passed, and one of the people who helped pass the shit is none other than Lisa Murkowski, Republican senator from Alaska. Nigga! And what's funny about the shit is that, she was one of those folks who was saying that she was totally against the bill. She didn't like what was going on in the bill. As a matter of fact, when she voted for the bill, she actually said that she still didn't like the bill. And many people were just like,
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
As a matter of fact, we got video of Lisa Murkowski explaining her vote for the big ugly ass bill. So let me pull this up so you guys can watch right along with your man Spann. Hold on a second while I pull this up. I want y'all to be able to see this here. Let's see what Lisa Murkowski is talking about as to why she decided she was going to vote for this big ugly ass bill. That's going to strip a lot of people's health care away from them. It's also going to strip a lot of people's SNAP benefits away from them. Many people who depend on this shit to live and get health care. All right. So check this out. Let's see what Lisa Murkowski has to say about her vote for this shit that she said she didn't like. She didn't like the bill, but she voted for it anyway. Check this out, y'all.
It was a bailout for Alaska at the expense of the rest of the country. That's what Senator Paul said.
Yes, it was easy. Senator, we've got the.
I didn't say it, ma'am. I'm just asking for your response.
My response is I have an obligation to the people of the state of Alaska. And I live up to that every single day. I fight for my state's interests, and I make sure that Alaskans are understood. I work hard to take care of a state that has more unique situations, more unique people, and it's just different. And so when people suggest that federal dollars go to one of our 50 states in a, quote, bailout, I find that offensive. I advocated for my state's interests. I will continue to do that, and I will make no excuses for doing that. Do I like this bill? No, because I tried to take care of Alaska's interests. But I know that in many parts of the country, there are Americans that are not going to be advantaged by this bill. I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we moved through an artificial deadline, an artificial timeline to produce something, to meet a deadline, rather than to actually try to produce the best bill for the country. But when I saw the direction that this is going, you can either say, I don't like it, not try to help my state, or you can roll up your sleeves and do so.
I have to start watching what I'm wearing because I was wondering why.
I'm gonna need Facebook to stop that shit. I don't even know who the fuck this is, why her video is playing at all. But anyway, so yeah, Lisa Murkowski essentially said she got a carve out for the people of the state of Alaska, in this particular bill, and that she is basically responsible for the people of Alaska, and that's why she voted for this bill, because of the carve out that she was able to get allegedly for the state of Alaska, and that she knows that the vast majority of Americans are not going to be advantaged by this bill, but because she was able to get a carve out for the people in the state of Alaska, that's why she voted for it. And honestly, if you're going by that rationale, I can understand why she said the way what she said. But here's the thing, man. Lisa Murkowski is like Lisa with the football, man. Like, for anybody who pays attention to anything politically, man, if you know Lisa Murkowski, Susan Collins, like these sort of, I think Susan Collins represents the state of Maine. Well, they represent these small states with very few people in them. They are usually finding themselves on, they like to present themselves as being moderate Republicans who are not necessarily all on board with everything the Republican Party guy has going on. And they always act as, well, I don't really like this. I'm not sure if I'm going to, be behind this and everything else. And then ultimately they end up folding and falling right back in line with the rest of the motherfucking Republicans, man. And so when Lisa Murkowski, when her name kept popping up as someone who was against this big ugly ass bill, and when they kept putting her name out there as an obstacle, I'm like, off top, for anybody, like I said, who's been paying attention to politics, we know she was gonna fold. She got whatever benefits she may have gotten for her state, and to hell with the rest of these Americans who will probably be losing some health care, who will probably be losing some of their abilities to feed their kids with SNAP benefits. But there's going to be a lot of rural hospitals that close up because a lot of the people who go to those hospitals are using Medicaid in order to pay for their medical expenses. So yeah, man, again, when these Republicans go out here and they tell you that they are for the middle class, they are for the working, for the working people, they are for the, for the real people who are the backbone of America, the heartbeat of America, and all this other shit, they don't mean that shit. They don't mean that shit at all. What this ultimately is going to result into, because this bill passed, actually, it passed fucking today. House of Representatives like went on ahead, sped through that shit. I mean, the Democrats put up as much fight as you could put up and put up as a minority party, but the Republicans went on ahead and passed the shit. It had already been through the Republican House of Representatives before it got to the Senate. So this is the second time it went through the House. They was gonna pass this shit regardless. And now Donald Trump gets to sign the motherfucker into law, and now billionaires get another tax cut, despite the fact that Jeff Bezos just rented out a whole fucking city in a foreign country, right? So that he could have his wedding and things of that nature, man. And, we all know that like Mark Zuckerberg really needs a whole nother Hawaiian island for his compound. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. We know exactly what these particular tax cuts are for, which is why they have to get rid of some of these programs or cut back on some of these programs, because they can't afford to pay for for these cuts without giving these tax. I'm sorry, they can't afford to pay for these programs if they're promising cuts for these for these upper middle class, upper class, oligarchs and all these other things, right? So yeah, man, Lisa with the football, man. Every time Democrats fall for the idea or the thought process of Lisa Murkowski or Susan Collins being on their side, listen, y'all are Charlie Brown with these people. They gonna move that fucking football on y'all goofy asses every fucking time. That's what's gonna happen, man. Real talk. We got a comment here. Hold on, let me see what we talking about here. Dash in the chat room, he says, Spann out here joking about getting that Beijing. Don't do it, bro. No, man. So check it. No, I wasn't talking about the Beijing, man. I wasn't talking about the Beijing. Come on, man. Beijing ain't gonna do nothing for the full ball head, right? You know what I'm saying? But what I was thinking about doing though was like my man. So like my hairline come all the way back here and shit, right? But this shit grow. I mean, it take a little longer to grow, but this shit can't grow. So what I was going to do was, I was like, man, I'm going to let my shit grow out, you know what I'm saying? And then I'm going to go get the unit. I was going to get the unit. I was going to get the whole shit, right? I was going to get the unit and then, let them like hook my hairline up with the unit. Not like the Beijing, but with the unit, right? Get the unit and then I'll be out here like Jason Tatum and shit with my shit all greased up and slick and greasy and shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, that might have been a good look for your boy. You know what I'm saying? Jason Tatum got the hair that I used to have when I was 16. That's what Jason Tatum got my hairline when I was 16, man. I want my shit back. I want my shit back, man. But no. It's all fun and good, man. But no, we ain't doing the Beijing, man. I had a partner at work, man. He went and got his hair cut. He showed up to work with his new haircut. He was an older cat too. He's I want to say he's like late 50s, early 60s or something like that. And he had a crispy motherfucking hairline, bro. Crispy. I mean, his shit was sharp, man. And I didn't know he had no enhancements and shit until like I was like, oh shit, man, they got you right, man. And he was like, his shit was crispy. But when everybody else at the job started talking about Beijing and stuff, he got all fucking self-conscious about it. And he was like, man, I ain't asked for that shit. I'm gonna tell them next time I go, I don't want all that other extra shit you put on my head. I'm like, man, you can't let these other motherfuckers fuck with you, man. His hair could actually look nice, man. It really did. He had a nice, crispy fucking lineup, but niggas is gonna nig, man. So they clown him or whatever, but I thought his haircut looked nice. I was like, yeah, man, they got you looking good, man. But when you dealing in the type of work environment that I deal with, where you dealing with a bunch of dudes around a bunch of dudes all day long, and they ain't got shit to like, it's just, and we all blue collar, and it's all, it's some shit that flies out there on the job site, man, that, I can't co-sign all of that shit. I fall back on a lot of conversations that happens out there. But yeah, man, no, not the Beijing. I wanted the whole fucking unit, nigga. I was gonna get the whole unit. And then I told my wife, and then my wife was like, no, nigga, you will not. And if you do that shit, I'm gonna tell everybody that's exactly what the fuck you did. And so, yeah, if y'all do, see, this is also, y'all gotta be part of my plan here. This is also my attempt to blunt that. So when I do go get the unit, and then she do come out and say that, like, yo, he got a unit, y'all already know. So y'all ain't know. Y'all like, oh, he already told us, right? See, smart. So we got that going on, man. Oh man, let's see what else we got going on. Okay, let's see. Do I want to do this one or do I want to do that one? We're gonna do this real quick. we're gonna do this real quick. So you know, they got a whole ass concentration camp down there in motherfucking Florida, y'all.
We will not have it.
I said we will not have it. Oh.
Yeah, man, they calling that shit alligator Alcatraz, bruh. And like straight up, just
well, that'll be a monkey's bare-assed uncle.
Yeah, they call that shit alligator Alcatraz. And not only is it called alligator Alcatraz, these motherfuckers have they got merch. These motherfuckers already got merch for fucking alligator Alcatraz. There's a conservative dude named Ben Johnson who's out here promoting the merch. Let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can watch right along with me, because like this is fucking insane, bro. But let's see. This is on Instagram, so they don't have real fucking video controls on Instagram. But I'm gonna pull this up so you guys can watch right along with me. Apparently, he's touring fucking alligator Alcatraz right now.
Just want everyone to know that there's official alligator Alcatraz merch. There it is, provided to us by the state of Florida. And yeah, would you rock this drip? Look at that.
Not him calling the shit drip. So it's state provided merch for a concentration camp. For those of you living in Florida right now, and you didn't vote for this, I'm sorry for y'all. I really am, because y'all are living in hell. At least what I would perceive to be hell. There's nowhere in hell like even the tropical fucking climate would make me want to live in some shit like this, man. It just wouldn't. The politics alone would keep me from moving anywhere close to some shit like this, and being in proximity with people that like this type of shit. But they have a whole ass concentration camp that they plan on putting people in that they want to deport. Right now, this is the only thing that they got going on with, you know, in Florida with that whole the whole idea of a concentration camp. Because think about how callous you got to be to have a goddamn merch section for a concentration camp. Even the Nazis didn't have a fucking concentration camp merch department.
Oh man, hey.
They didn't do that. The Nazis didn't even do that. But apparently in 2025, New Age Nazis like, hey man, we gonna get this drip out here, baby. We gonna sell y'all this drip. What's happening? We out here promoting, you know, subjugation. What's happening? Like, this is what they own, right? So not only are they on that, but then you had Donald Trump and, you know, his lackeys are you know, standing around with him, talking about maybe having some carve-outs for undocumented immigrants who are working in like agricultural jobs, like, you know, working on farms and things of that nature, having some carve-outs and that would allow for them to stay so long as they are working on a farm where the, you know, well, of course the farm owner knows who they are and can vouch for these people and everything else, which sounds a hell of a lot like indentured servitude. Nigga! So let me go ahead and let me pull this video up so you guys can watch see exactly where the fuck I got it from, because I didn't pull it out of my ass. But let's see exactly. This is Trump and his lackeys talking about the idea of some form. They didn't call it this, but this is exactly what the fuck they're advocating for. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can watch right on with your man Spann. All right, so let me pull that up. Boom, boom, and boom. Let's see what these goofy motherfuckers are talking about.
Recently about the idea of finding some way to get farm workforce and service sector workforce. And I think you've discussed somehow a program of people leaving on a sponsorship and coming right back. Can you give us a little more detail about that and why, in the view of some hardliners, it's not
take care of our farmers and hotel workers and various other people.
So he's saying we've got to take care of our farmers and our hotels, right? So those people who are working in agricultural positions, those people who are working in servitude positions, they want to keep them people here, right? Because think about this for a second. Trump is also someone who lends his name to a lot of properties, a lot of resorts and things of that nature. So he kind of, not only that, I'm sure he's probably also employed some undocumented workers at his own home, in his own properties. So he's looking out for the people like himself who knows that they want to take advantage of this cheap labor, right? But also they know that he knows that his position kind of undercuts his ability to keep that labor force here. So let me have a carve out for that. In much the same way that he had the carve out for the cell phone shit, right? Right? So he came out with Trump Mobile. Suddenly cell phones and like the cell phone components and things of that nature were not a part of the tariffs. You know why? Because he knew he couldn't produce those fucking cell phones here in America. Most of those phones all of those phones were going to be produced overseas, much like even the hat that he has on right now that says "Go for fucking America." That shit was probably not even produced here. Most of his merch is never produced here. If this motherfucker knows anything, he knows suckers when he sees them, right? But this is the reason why Donald Trump is trying to think about, hey, maybe we need some carve outs for these people because we need to keep our businesses going, but also, keep them motherfuckers in limbo too. This is a form of indentured servitude, man.
Right now, and Ron's going to be involved, and you're involved already. So we have a lot of cases where ICE will go into a farm, and these are guys working there for 10, 15 years, no problem. The farmers know. We're going to put, it's called farmer responsibility or owner responsibility.
So for those of you who may not be able to make out what he's saying because their microphones are shit, he's basically saying that the farmers will be responsible for the undocumented workers who are working on their farms. And they would be the ones who will just be responsible for these people. They will allow for these people to be here, but the farmers are responsible for them for whatever it is that they may do while they're on American soil.
But they're going to be largely responsible for these people. And they know these people. They've worked on the farms for 15 years, and all of a sudden, so I have a great, Ron does, Christy does, we have a great feeling for the farmer and for others in the same position. And we're going to give them responsibility for people. And we're going to have a system of signing them up so they don't have to go.
So there's going to be a system of signing up undocumented workers who can go out here and work for the farms.
Legally, they can pay taxes and everything. They're not getting.
They could pay taxes, which is what he said, but they already are paying taxes.
Citizenship, but they get other things.
They don't get citizenship, but they get other things.
And the farmers need them to do the work. Without those people, you're not going to be able to run your farm.
Mr. President, you and the governor tangled pretty hard in the 2024 election. And you stand here now.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, you stand here now as partners.
And he talking shit about Ron DeSantis right now. They said you and the governor tangled pretty hard in the presidential election. He said, I didn't notice it. Like that's such a he's bitching out Ron DeSantis at this moment, right? Because Ron DeSantis, even now, is subservient to Donald Trump. The entire Republican Party is subservient to Donald Trump at this moment. So yeah, man. Donald Trump basically announcing that they want to have some level of indentured servitude for undocumented workers for hospitality type of positions and agricultural positions, because again, Americans aren't going to take these jobs up, not for the wages that they would pay these undocumented workers. Americans could do the job. They just not going to do the job for the wages that these farmers would be willing to pay. But also, when you go to the store and you want strawberries or oranges or anything of that nature, and you got to also count into you have to take into account the workforce that picks those items for you, and those people are getting paid American type wages, and the cost of the oranges go up. The average American consumer going to be upset about that. Like it's a really fucked up exploitative system that we do have in capitalism. As much as there are, people have, people talk all the time about the benefits and the drawbacks of capitalism, but ultimately the reason why some of these products cost the cost that they do is because we don't pay the people who are actually getting this stuff to our tables correctly. We don't pay these people enough for them to even live. And that's how we're able to get this stuff so fucking cheap. So, yeah, man. Indentured servitude brought to you by the Republican Party and Donald Trump. I guess is what they mean by when they say they're making America great again, by slowly but surely trying to bring you back to some level of servitude. Everybody but the wife. I'll just say that. Let's see. What else we got going on here? Okay, so we're gonna get to this. We're gonna get to it. So Diddy, the trial of Diddy is over. They have come out with the verdicts, and it was basically like in boxing, a motherfucking split decision, man. He was found guilty on 2 counts of two charges, and he was found not guilty on others. Yeah, man. And for whatever reason, man, niggas took to the fucking streets and started celebrating. Nigga! And they started celebrating in weird motherfucking ways, man. And it just really did not make a whole hell of a lot of sense to your boy Spann. So I'm gonna pull this up because I wasn't watching CNN, but this shit kind of came across my feed on Threads. And I'm gonna just say, like, even the news people were a little bit surprised at some of the shit that people were doing out there. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can watch right along with your man Spann. But like Laura Coates, they had Laura Coates out here like, man, I can't believe what the fuck I'm looking at. So check this out, y'all. Let me pull this up. Here we go. Let's see what Laura Coates is saying in regards to this, man. Check this out. Uh-oh.
It's Frico. You've got a proper and etiquette that is happening inside of a courtroom. No, instead, I kid you not, people are pouring baby oil on one another outside this courthouse. Baby oil having a very big play in the freak-offs we heard about. You have people saying it's not Rico, it's Frico. You've got applause coming when the mother of Sean Diddy Combs, Miss Janice, got out of the vehicle just a few moments ago, really, behind us and walked inside to elated cheers and her greeting the crowd. Every time the family, the children, the 6 adult children come in, 3 boys and 3 girls, they are met by cheers, and also at times throughout the course of trial, met by scathing and disrespectful comments as well. A lot of profanity, but been proper.
Yeah, man. So niggas is outside of the courthouse. Niggas is outside at the courthouse spraying baby oil all over each other in celebration of the fact that Sean Diddy Combs was found not guilty on 2 charges, but guilty on 2 others. And I just, oh man, hey. Like low-key, I really didn't. Not never. I never thought I would hear anybody say, hey man, they spraying baby oil on each other outside the courthouse, nigga. Never in my life did I ever think that would be the thing that people would say was happening, man. Never in life, right? That nigga, like, hey, no, hold on, my man Dash in the chat, man. Hold on. He says, this was right. This is right out of that Boondocks episode. Had me quoting Uncle Ruckus. That nigga is guilty. He got the rope right here. Like, man, that's crazy. It is crazy. But it also makes me think about how niggas was acting about R. Kelly when R. Kelly got off, some almost 20 years ago now, when it came to the case when with the young girl, I think she was 14 at the time, that he was peeing on and shit like that there was video of that was being sold all over Chicago. You could go to a Jules Osco in Chicago, and there would be a bootleg man standing in front of the Jules Osco in Chicago, and he had the R. Kelly sex tape for sale. It was selling like it was a regular ass fucking DVD in Chicago. People in this, especially people in Chicago, especially know he really did that shit. And it's also weird how people in Chicago, despite the fact that they know he did that shit, still, for whatever reason, are so attached to R. Kelly, right? You can't go to a backyard barbecue or some sort of family gathering and not hear R. Kelly being played at the house. or in the venue. When I go back home to Chicago, I just have to steel myself for the realization that this is just what the fuck they own, right? Despite the fact that that's not what I'm on, I can't listen to this nigga. I used to be a very big R. Kelly fan, had all that nigga albums and all of the shit, even the Loveland album, like a lot of the songs that he came out with on Loveland ended up on Chocolate Factory, but also he gave some of them songs away to like artists like Joe saying More and More. That was an R. Kelly Loveland album song, right? So I know about all of that shit. But this attachment that we have to celebrity, despite the fact of who and what these people we know they've done. We know they did the shit, right? We know they did the shit. But it's something about whatever it is about celebrity and our connection to the art, or the way that art made us feel, where we can't let that we can't let that go because of our attachment to it, to their art, so to speak, right? And you hear people all the time talking about, well, I can separate the art from the artist and all that other shit. And I guess, because I mean, plenty of times I'm sure all of us have someone who some of these are some terrible fucking human beings, man. Like terrible human beings. But they put out some of the, some timeless fucking music and movies and books and things of that nature where like you don't know what your life would be if you hadn't have been touched by this art, right? You hear stories about how terrible a person Miles Davis was. You hear stories about how much of a despicable human being Bobby Womack was. Like Bobby Womack was for anybody who's learning about that was a dirty motherfucker, man. Like I'm surprised that people let Bobby Womack move. Like I'm surprised people let Bobby Womack live after some of the shit that Bobby Womack and the Womacks was accused of doing. Those some dirty motherfuckers, man. Real talk, right? But you still hear people singing If You Think You're Lonely Now. You still hear people singing I Wish He Didn't Trust Me So Much, which if you know anything about Bobby Womack, you'd be like, damn, man, they let this nigga live to even sing this song, right? Like that's how crazy it was. And we got my man Dash, he said Bill Withers too. Yeah, man. So there's this attachment that we have to the art and we can't let it go. We can't let the art go despite the terrible motherfuckers who's responsible for bringing us that art, right? But there's also video of these niggas, the niggas that were celebrating with the baby oil. I want y'all to see this too, because I couldn't believe this shit. I was like, I know you fucking lying, bro. I know you fucking lying. When I saw this, because I thought Laura Coates was like maybe putting on a little bit for the sake of CNN or whatever, but yeah, man, they were really out there spraying like baby oil and shit on each other. So let me go ahead and pull this up so you guys can watch. Again, like I said, right along with your man Spann. Let's do this here. Excuse me. Let's see. Let me. All right. So apparently this nigga is like the mascot of the entire shit. Let's see what he has to say for him. Excuse me. What he has to say.
Did you come with
I heard allegedly it was 2 slip and falls in the Frico. Look. Slide at your wrist. Slide at your own wrist.
This nigga showed up to the courthouse with bottles of baby oil, man.
With a bottle of Astroglide and baby oil, or did you pick them up afterwards, or how did that take shape?
It was actually gifted to me.
Okay.
It was a gift that keeps on giving. Okay. Never even seen this thing.
Okay.
It's the first thing. Right. But when I touched it, I seen the power that it had.
Yeah.
It have magical properties.
Right.
Magical properties, man.
This nigga,
but you got to keep it separate from the baby oils. That's how you get caught up in the freak out. So just make sure you just do that. Whoa, when I heard the not guilty, I didn't know if I was hearing it right. I said, I made noise in the court, the officers, the court officers is trying to tell us, quiet, quiet, quiet. I think he needs to be now as an advocate against abuse and abuse of women and abuse of anybody. I think he needs to stand firmly in this and become a beacon in this. He needs to become an ambassador of this.
Nigga,
this is something that he personally needs to do.
Shut all
I heard allegedly.
Hold on. Ain't no way, nigga, ain't no fucking way you about to tell me you were in a courtroom in support of a motherfucker who you saw on camera beating the shit out of a woman and then come out and say, well, he needs to become an advocate, for abuse and things of that nature. And, he needs to stand on that and all. Like, nigga.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Like, come on, man. Like, this buddy here gives me, I'm just trying to be seen vibes, right? And sure enough, I may have been giving. I'm contributing to his. I'm just trying to be seen vibes and whatnot, right? But I also don't know whether or not this nigga was paid to be there. He talking about he was gifted Astroglide and baby oil. Who the fuck gifts anybody Astroglide and baby oil? I don't know. I ain't never been given no Astroglide and baby oil as a gift. But that connection to celebrity, man, and wanting to be seen around celebrity, that is something about it. It's intoxicating to people. People, especially in the social media age, have this. I'm sure this was a thing before social media. However, I do think that social media has exacerbated that problem where everybody feels as though they're in such close proximity to fame, to money, to notoriety, to infamy, even, where like they find themselves like, hey, I'm going to position myself in a way where even the fact that the person that I am in support of is accused of some horrible shit, but I can use as an opportunity for myself to get put on in some sort of way. I don't even know. I don't know, man. Like, it's something wrong with people. It really is. There's something wrong with people who feel like they have to come out and support Diddy in this way. Real talk. But not only that, they were they had, did I have the video of the motherfuckers actually spraying fucking baby oil? Yep, I do have that too. They were actually spraying each other with baby oil. Yeah, so I'm gonna pull this up so you guys can see this too. So yeah, because that was a thing. But yeah, so let's see these niggas do their thing, I guess. This nigga's in a full 3-piece suit. It's some random woman with some shorts and a bikini top and a blue wig. Oh, wig came off. He's spraying her with baby oil.
I don't know what she gonna do, y'all.
Listen, man, Lord, the worship of celebrity, man. I swear, the worship of celebrity is wild. I've been around some famous people before, man. And like, I treat them as some normal motherfuckers because guess what? They are normal. They regular motherfucking people. They're no different than the rest of you. They may have more. They may have more money than you. They may have more notoriety than you. But guess what? These motherfuckers put their pants on the same way you do. They put their socks on the same way you do. They sit on the toilet and take a shit the same way you do. You will never, ever, 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 ever find me doing this type of silly shit, man. I feel bad for the people who feel that they have to operate in this way and behave in this way on behalf of someone who doesn't know them. Again, that's the other part about this. This nigga does not know them. And he got to be asking.
Who are these niggas? We need to stay away from these niggas.
He's got to be asking that. I'm asking that. I don't know these niggas. He don't know these niggas. But these niggas are out in the courthouse spraying baby oil on top of each other. What the fuck? What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? Seriously. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Oh man, this is some of the stupidest shit I done seen in a long time, and I done been around for a little bit. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing this stupid since Soulja Boy became popular. Soulja Boy how he catches strays, but nah, man, real talk. This is wild, bro. This is wild. Now, the other thing I want to talk about before we get up out of here, because we like I said, we're not gonna be here long. But the other thing I want to talk about was the fact that after, Diddy, after Diddy was, given the split decision, because again, he ain't going straight home. He was found guilty on a couple charges, which is the other part that I think is odd, that they out there celebrate with the baby oil and shit. He ain't going straight home. He's got some charges. That he was found guilty of, that he's got an answer to. Right now, how much time he gets on those charges, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see how much time he gets. The way in which people are like behaving, you would think that he's about to get out tomorrow. It will be very interesting to see whether or not he gets out, or he's given the amount of time where he gets out in less time than Mike Vick got for abusing dogs. Right? Mike Vick, I think, did 5 years or something like that for the dog fighting ring or something like that before he was able to come out and rehabilitate his life and go back into the NFL. If he's given less time than Michael Vick, there's a problem. There's a glitch in the motherfucking matrix, right? Because he was found guilty of some shit. I always thought the RICO shit was a bit of a stretch, because I don't know how you do a RICO and you in the RICO by yourself. Maybe they overcharged him, which is why the jury had a hard time convicting him of the RICO charges. But after having this dude come out and say that he didn't do some of the things that he was accused of doing, and then immediately settling with Cassie after she threatened to come out with a book about what he did to her, that was the red flag right there, right? But that didn't stop Hot 97 DJ and, radio host Funk Master Flex from coming out to talk shit about Cassie. Yeah, man, Funk Flex ain't really a fan of Cassie, man. He got to talking some shit about her, man. And it's interesting that he waited until these verdicts came out to, come out with this particular point of view. But the other part that I think is interesting is that, like, we're going to find out, man, like these types of cases always bring out the assholes in your circle, right? They always bring out the assholes in your circle. They're always the people who want to downplay what, these celebrities did, what they were accused of. And they always want to, blame the victim for the victim finding themselves in the position that they found themselves in, right? We saw this happen with R. Kelly. You see this, many people, what about the parents? What about the parents that was sending their girls up there? But R. Kelly's a grown ass man. Like, what about R. Kelly? He's the one who's ultimately responsible for what the fuck it is he does, right? Like, what about Hugh? What about Hugh Hefner? What about Harvey Weinstein? And then, like, when Harvey Weinstein got locked the fuck up, they had to shut the fuck up about the Harvey Weinstein thing. Hugh Hefner dead and gone. You know what I'm saying? When Bill Cosby got caught up on his shit, it was a thing about, why they wait so long? It's always a question about why the victims don't do X, Y, and Z and operate in the ways in which they think the victims are supposed to operate. Meanwhile, the person who is at the center of the entire fucking thing, they never have anything to say about them and their behaviors, right? But Funk Flex went to, I believe, social media to talk about what he feels about this particular case involving Cassie. And he accused Cassie of making bad choices, quote unquote, bad choices when she was younger.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's no wonder you get D's and everything.
And our poet laureate, fucking George Carlin, also has this to say.
Think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that.
Yeah, man. So we get the story here. This comes out of complex.com. And it says, following the conclusion of Diddy's trial, radio DJ Funk Flex went after key witness Cassandra Cassie Ventura in an Instagram tirade. Ventura, who was previously signed to Bad Boy Entertainment and dated Diddy from 2007, to 2018, was first to testify in the trial. The music mogul was charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution, only to be found guilty on the latter. In the bulk of her testimony, Ventura recounted participating in sex parties known as freak-offs or Wild King nights with Diddy, and a rotation of male escorts. In one shocking testimony, Ventura claimed that she was forced to perform despite having UTIs or developing mouth ulcers, pointing to Diddy's alleged request of having escorts urinate in her mouth. Although Flex called the singer a nice person who always gave off good energy, he doesn't believe she was victimized, as he expressed on his Instagram on Wednesday, July 2nd. The entertainment business is a dangerous environment that everyone is not built for. So that means... So you got to be built for abuse, nigga? Is that what you're saying? You got to be built for a motherfucker beating the fuck out of you? You got to be built for a motherfucker pissing in your mouth? Is that what you're saying, nigga?
Think of how stupid the average person is, and then realize half of them are stupider than that.
Flex also commented that Cassie and her lawyers give it a rest, alluding to her sex trafficking and abuse lawsuit filing from 2023. Diddy quickly settled the matter within 24 hours after it was filed, with it later being revealed that he paid Cassie $20 million. You threatened to drop a book, then got paid out to not drop the book. If you care so much to get your message out, you would have dropped the book. So I think, and this goes back to how people view justice in regards to sexual assault, right? And not necessarily understanding how the statute of limitations work, how victims are oftentimes not believed, how oftentimes when it comes to a sexual assault, it's usually a he said, she said. And when the victims do come out, they are attacked, much like, Funk Flex is coming at Cassie here, right? So she threatened to come out and tell her story. And Diddy went on ahead and settled that to the tune of $20 million to keep that story from coming out. That's not saying he didn't do it. It's not saying he didn't do it. He did the shit. We've seen what he's capable of as far as Cassie was concerned. So the idea that because she didn't bring out the book, I'm sure there were stipulations within the agreement for Diddy to pay her $20 million that stipulated that the book doesn't come out. But if you're a stupid motherfucker, if you're a goofy motherfucker, if you're a cornball bitch-made punk-ass nigga like Funk Flex, then yeah, she should have came out with the book anyway, despite the fact that Diddy, and I'm sure his lawyers and her lawyers agreed that if he gives her this $20 million, said book does not come out. Right? It's not fucking rocket science. This shit is not hard, bruh. You don't even have to go to law school to figure this shit out. This is some basic ass shit. Basic, bruh. Basic. But he goes on to say, said the DJ also claimed that Cassie was $10 million up from a settlement with the Intercontinental Hotel, where a 2016 surveillance video showed her being assaulted by Diddy. You planned this lick. Please don't be mad at me, but I don't see you as a victim, he wrote. You was young, Diddy made bad choices, and you made bad choices. When do you plan to teach girls to not make the same mistakes you did? Now, she was paid $10 million by the Intercontinental Hotel because she was being abused in the hotel. It was on surveillance video that she was being abused at the hotel. Staff at the hotel made the video go away for some time. And because they were liable for what happens on their fucking property, they paid her $10 million to settle it, because they could have been on the hook for a hell of a lot more. Who plans to get beat the fuck up at the hotel in hopes that the hotel pays them out some fucking money, man? Who does that? How stupid of a motherfucker do you gotta be to think that that's even logical? So because the hotel paid her $10 million for hiding the fact that Diddy was beating her ass while he was on their property, she's supposed to not pursue Diddy for the shit that he actually did to her? That like he's the actual offending party in this entire shit? She's supposed to not get what's coming to her that way also? Nigga, fuck you. Fuck you. I wonder if Funk Flex has daughters. I wonder if Funk Flex has any women in his life that he holds in high regard. I wonder how Funk Flex will react if the woman in that video was someone that he cared about. Because it's sad, but ultimately a lot of niggas don't seem to care about what happens to a woman unless that woman has some sort of attachment to them. It's sad, but it's true. A lot of these cats don't have any care for a woman at all if they don't have any sort of connection to them. If he's not sexually attracted to her, or if she's not familially related to him, they don't care. So you would watch a video of a woman. The world saw this. You would watch a video of a woman being beaten, being compensated for what happened to her, and then take your goofy ass on social media to say you don't see her as a victim. You have got to be the dumbest motherfucker on the face of the planet to take your goofy ass on social media to say some stupid shit like that. Now, you know what's fucked up? Like, too many people in the industry, especially in hip hop, go to Funk Flex. They'll drop a freestyle and stuff like that. One of the greatest freestyles I've ever heard happened on the Funk Flex show, which was Black Thought on Funk Flex. I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch that shit now because of how stupidly Flex is being in this moment right now. And I feel sorry for the women in his life who may have to have a conversation with his stupid ass. Right? It shouldn't take for you to be familially, attached to a woman, or you sexually attracted or sexually involved with a woman for you to recognize that what happened to her was fucking wrong. Shouldn't take that. Unfortunately, far too many brothers do have that attitude. And they do make excuses for niggas who behave in that way. The fact that he felt comfortable going on social media to advertise, I don't see her as a victim. Nigga, what? And this is, I said this yesterday when the verdicts came down. It's going to be very interesting to watch people react to these verdicts. Folks are going to out themselves as not being about shit. Now, it's up to the people around them to, educate them or cut them off or whatever it is that they choose to do. That's completely up to you guys. I just know, for me, the people that I fuck with, the people that I try to keep in my circles, if this is the attitude that you have, then I don't really fuck with you. I don't really fuck with you, man. My principles are set up a different way. I am a son to a black woman. I was raised by black women. I'm a father to a 22-year-old young lady. I am a husband. I am an uncle. I take my positions in all of those relationships seriously because I also position myself as a protector. If you are attached to me, they are covered. It's unfortunate that I have to feel that way. But the women attached to me are covered. They shouldn't have to be. But unfortunately, it's the way of the world. So yeah, man. Yeah, we gonna get on up out of here, man. I told y'all, man. I'm actually just I'm actually just like, you know, as much as I hate that we ended it on this type of note, I'm actually just glad that I was able to like kind of get to you guys 3 times this week. Shit, I'll probably be on the mic again. I ain't going back to work until Tuesday, so I'll probably be on the mic again before the end of this week is out, man. Sure, real talk. We got some comments here before I get on the pod. Let me bring my mans up here. My man Dash says exactly is why so many victims never come forward. Flex should shut his mouth. That's exactly that too, brother. Because when the victims are being attacked, and people all the time say, hey, well, why didn't she say anything earlier? Like, nigga, this is why. Because you're gonna figure out a reason why it was her fault, as opposed to the nigga who actually did the bullshit to her. Niggas, for whatever reason, always figure out a way to make it like the women's fault as to what happened to them, man. So yeah, we got that going on. My man Jay Ford is in the chat. Jay says too many niggas think that if Diddy is paying for these women's life, they're obligated to participate in his freak off is shameful and disgusting. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But here's the other part. Here's the other part about all of it, man. And this is the elephant in the room, is that many of these niggas wish they could do the shit that Diddy is doing. That's ultimately what this boils down to. They wish they could do the shit that Diddy is doing. But not only that, take for instance Bill Cosby. When Bill Cosby was out here drugging these women and having sex with these women and taking advantage of these women sexually while they were out of it, you know how many times I had to go back and forth with cats about, whether or not that's out of pocket or not? When niggas are like, well, you ain't never bought a chick a drink before. Yeah, nigga, but that didn't mean that, like, if she was asleep that I was supposed to take advantage of her, or that she was out of it and she couldn't fucking even enjoy the sexual encounter, nigga. What good is, how do you get off on that? But niggas went out of their way to make excuses for that type of behavior, man. And so it's sad that even after the Me Too movement, even in the year 2025, that we still have motherfuckers out here making excuses for this type of shit. And I'm sure that whenever the fuck Diddy gets out, there are going to be niggas who lined up to buy concert tickets, because you know what? Those same niggas go out here and say, hey, when R. Kelly get out, I'm buying tickets. So it's just the way of our world right now, man. I would hope that people had a little bit more decency, a little bit more compassion, a little bit more humanity about them. But that's not always the case, man. And we got to deal with that. But I am about to get on up out of here, man. Let's look at this, man. It's 7:30. It's still daylight outside, and I can still go out here and do some shit. I like this, man. I like this. I want to do this all the time. Shit, I need to figure some shit out, man. This pipe shit and shit ain't. But no, man, I'm gonna get on up out of here. But of course, before I get out of here, I gotta remind you guys how to get in touch with us over here at the Mr. Spann Official Podcast. Let your voice be heard. Go ahead and hit up the hotline at area code 313-288-0485. There's area code 313-288-0485. Leave those voicemail messages. Of course, those messages will get played here live on the show and responded to in kind. You can also email us here at the Spann Report. I'm sorry, not the Spann Report. I've been forgetting to drop this. But the Spann Podcast at gmail.com. That's the Spann Podcast at gmail.com. Go ahead, leave those emails. Of course, those emails will get read here and reply to here live as well. Follow me on Bluesky. My name on there is mrspann.bsky.social. That's mrspann.bsky.social. So go ahead and follow me to chop it up with me throughout the week on Bluesky. But I'm also on Threads, and I'm mostly on Threads. Chop it up with your man Spann over on Threads and Instagram. My name on both of those platforms is Mr._Spann. Go ahead and follow me there. Chop it up with me over there throughout the week. Also, if you're watching us via YouTube, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, like the videos, and leave us some comments, man. And those comments that are conducive to the conversation, we'll highlight those comments and we'll reply to those on our feedback section of the show. Also, if you're watching this via YouTube and or Spotify, hit us up with a 5-star review. Those 5-star reviews are the ones that get right here live on the show. We really do appreciate everybody who does that. Doesn't cost you a dime, just a couple minutes of your time to let everybody know why you're rocking with us over here at the Mr. Spann Official Podcast and the Spann Report Podcast Network in its entirety. And also, if you want to give us some money, and we do like money over here, trust us, we do like money over here. And if you want to give us some money, man, we want you to get something back. So go into our store. The link will be in the show notes, man. Copy yourself some merch. Make yourself a t-shirt. Get yourself a coffee mug. Get yourself a hat. Get yourself a water bottle. Get yourself a laptop cover. Get yourself a mouse pad. We got some stuff over there, and we really appreciate you guys for supporting us in that way, man. It doesn't cost you much, but it does cost something. But also you get something back in return. So we appreciate you guys for supporting us in that way, man. But yeah, man, I am about to get on up out of here. I might go to my little watering hole and go chill, go have me a burger and a drink. And I will talk to you guys again soon. But until next time, family, peace.